Hey there guys, Farman Official here and welcome to this Age of Empires 4 video, and today we're doing a Rus build order. I really enjoy this build order. It's going to be an early wheelbarrow and an early double broadaxe as well. So you're going to get a lot of eco upgrades pretty early on, and that means you can sustain a really heavy feudal pressure. So the first things first, in this build order we start by queuing up a scout in the town centre, and then we'll take 3 villagers from the starting 6 to go to build a hunting cabin, a house and a lumber camp. Now the order I do it in is I get the hunting cabin first, just so that we can queue up that extra scout again from the hunting cabin. So we started off with 1 from the town centre, 1 that we start off with anyway, and 1 from the hunting cabin. That gives us 3 scouts in total, and that's what we're going to do to get our bounty. You know, get the deer patches, bring in lovely sheep, wolves, all the good stuff to get the bounty up. And of course the 3 villagers that went to build these structures go to wood. Now we essentially get the next lot of villagers from the town centre to go to the food that's there, the sheep, until we hit about 12 on food. So that's going to be 12 on food. That's what we want to see this number go to on the bottom left, and we're going to keep moving out with our scout. Now the idea behind this build is to have a lot of wood income. The wood income is absolutely insane with this build. We see some of the pro players doing it already, and we're going to be getting double broadaxe and feudal age as well. So not to mention, we're also going to be getting the wooden fortress, which you know, is a really good bonus with the lumber camps that are under the influence of the wooden fortress, returning 20% more wood. So yeah, this is really strong and powerful. We're getting wheelbarrow as well. As you can see, we've already clicked it, which increases the carry capacity of villagers by +5, and their movement speed is increased by 15%. So we're in Dark Age and we're getting wheelbarrow already, and it's not even 2 minutes yet. We're getting the bounty with our scouts. Now the key principles of this build is that we want to go towards getting the boar in early feudal age. So make sure with your scouting that you get as many deer sort of bounty and wolves as possible, but also pay particular attention to the boar, because these things, they contain 2,000 food, and I think they're probably one of the fastest gathering rates for food for any source really in the game. So I mean, deep water fish might be a bit faster, but you know, we don't really have that on maps like Dry Arabia. So yeah, we're going to be cracking on, and as you can see, we've got all the villagers rallying to the town centre, from the town centre rather, to the food, the sheep that's there. So you don't really need to worry about that. Just focus on your scouting, and we're going to be good to go. So this build order is actually really great against civilizations like the Abbasid dynasty, civs like Chinese, sometimes Delhi, it just depends. Essentially any civ that's looking to expand and have an eco approach. And the reason why is because although we're getting eco as well, you know, with the wheelbarrow, the double broadaxe in feudal age, we're actually going to be able to put a lot of pressure, and by a lot of pressure I mean a lot of pressure. We're going to be getting a stable start off with in feudal age. We're going to get 2 knights, and what those 2 knights will do will give us some map control, will protect us from any early attacks really, and also look to get the boar. Very shortly after, don't forget, our wood income would be insane. We'll be able to get you know, about 3 archery rangers and a blacksmith as well. So what we'll do is, once we hit 12 villagers on food, we take 6 villagers to build the golden gate, and these villagers will go back to food. And this is also the time that we can afford our wooden fortress. And once that villager's built the wooden fortress, goes back to wood. Once you do hit the 12 on food and you've built the landmark, you then start to rally your villagers to go to wood. And you basically do that until for a very long time, you know, about 18 villagers on wood before you start transitioning to food again, depending on the circumstances of the game, obviously. When you do get the golden gate, make sure you hotkey that. We will be using that just slightly to sell some food and buy some wood to get the production buildings up a little bit faster. So we're going to be finding what our opponent is doing. That's what we're going to do. We're going to see what they're up to. Are they going to be aggressive or not? And as you can see, we've got most of the map scouted now. So that's one of the bonuses playing as the Rus and having the scouts. You get really good map vision. Now we've got 1 boar here and 1 boar slightly on the left, both on the same side of the map. I tend to go for the one that's forward, especially if I think that I'm going to get a lot of map control. Not only because that gives us the forward boar, denies your opponent from getting it, we're also going to put a wooden fortress there, so it gives us a good position to push on and develop a proxy base if we need to. What I mean by proxy base, if you're not aware, is we basically build production buildings forward in proximity to our opponent, so that we have a lot of reinforcements. So we've hit feudal age in under 5 minutes, which is a great timing, by the way, guys. Usually we've already got wheelbarrow, we've got wooden fortress. you know, we're just about to click double broadaxe. There we are. We've clicked it now. It's going to be nuts. If the wood income is going to be insane. So we've got the stable being built now, and we're going to be dropping an archery range as well. And look, we are really well set up. So this build is really strong. It's been taking a while to develop this, and I've seen it time and time again by the pro players, and you know, the meta is really starting to establish, and this is a really strong build. So we've got the stable built, and we're going to be pumping out some knights. We will be using the golden gate just to readjust our economy. I tend to sell food because that's what we're in surplus of, really. And we will be able to afford our knight. There we are. There's one there. And we'll be queuing up some archers as well. So there we are. Knight archers, 550. So it is a bit late for, in terms of, you know, if you're up against the English might have like a longbow or two in your face. But it's really not a problem. Once the early knight comes out, you've got the wooden fortress protecting your lumberjacks. You're not really too exposed. You know, you're taking sheep here. So we'll be getting 8 of the villagers here to be going forward to the boar very soon, when you can afford the wooden fortress. In fact, we'll take them a bit earlier. We're just going to wait for the knights to go forward. So we've got plenty of sheep here, and you know, if you don't have that many sheep, don't worry, because you're actually going to be relying more on the boar in just a moment. Okay, so we've got the knight to come out forward. Don't forget to build houses. You don't want to get housed, that's for sure. And on the way out, by the way, you may have noticed we built this house there using one villager from the food that was there. Okay. So we're going to start to move forward now at around about 6 minutes. We've got a decent number of military, you know, 2 knights out there, a couple of archers. So we're actually going to go forward, and we've not faced any sort of problems from our opponent. We're going to go forward to the boar. If you are under attack, which could be against, you know, the French, you might actually want to go for the berries, or maybe go for a hidden deer patch instead. You know, maybe around here on the side. But you know, play it by ear, play it by the situation. It's not an absolute must that you go for the boar, but as you can see, we're going to start to get the second archery range down. We're almost going to be able to afford a third one as well. But you know, in the meantime, all these villagers have been rallied to the wood. And as you can see, we're getting at least 18 wood per villager when they come back there. So when we do go forward with the boar, as we see, we're not actually under attack that much. So we're going to build the hunting cabin, and we will build a wooden fortress just to offer some protection there eventually, especially because it's a forward position. But the wooden fortress isn't necessarily mandatory, but it's recommended because obviously you want something to fall back to if your enemy's pushing you back. So yeah, we're looking pretty good, building up some numbers here. And once the wooden fortress is down there, we're actually going to be able to build a third archery range as a proxy closer to the battle where it's going to be. So guys, that's the build order in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, do give it a thumbs up. I think it's going to be really strong on the ladder, and I'll probably showcase this in some demonstration sort of build order in action videos. And yeah, take care guys, and see you next time.